and to just be yourself, because that's all they did. It's like, hey, Robert, do you mind just being yourself for
being a jackass?
22 consecutive appearances in Marvel?
See, you know what the crazy thing is though? There's NDAs on your contracts, and I was reading some of the contracts. I think was it? I'm trying to remember what's her name right now. She's got the movie coming out. Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow.
Yeah, because she was still officially under contract with Disney. And I don't know how many more movies she's got left. She can't wait to get out of it. So that's why Chris Evans dropped Captain America after the last Endgame.
Oh, really?
Their contracts are so rigid. It tells them what they are allowed to eat on a daily basis, man.
Crazy.
Tells them how much they have to work out.
If I was protecting a franchise, a movie franchise, I'd do the same thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but they're like, the crazy thing is.
But I would make it like, easy for the actors to get into a contract like that, like where it's like good for them too, not just like we know it's strict, but here we're gonna give you this.
We're gonna give you $55 million though.
Yeah. And like, literally, like, all of those people are doing just fine. Like,
good morning,
all right.
and welcome to Take20 Plays a Game. We're talking about things and stuff, so come on in, sit right down. You can let your hair down. It's like the movie, like, the things. You're seeing the end of the game. I finished it already. I didn't want to play through.
Live camera. What's up, peeps? And what? Oh, there's Lynette.
Yeah.
And we're back.
You don't want this screen.
Oh man.
You want to pull the camera out.
I want that screen in 4K, bro.
You're gonna want to pull that camera out of it, because what you're seeing, that black line, that's the top of it.
Oh, that is the top of the thing.
Yeah, just like zoom in on me, just me.
That works.
It's all about me.
It's all about me.
Just zoom in on me.
The other thing is, did you know that they've actually got clauses in their clauses? Yeah, clauses in their closets too. The clauses that say the actor cannot be seen in XYZ locations. So you basically can't go to places that you would potentially normally go to. So like for Robert Downey Jr., he wouldn't be able to legitimately go to a bar, because Disney being a family-friendly company, et cetera, he wouldn't be able to get hammered. He wouldn't be able to show himself in an untoward position. And I'm like, wow, that's a shade of crazy there, folks.
Yeah. But when you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, fuck them.
When it's resurging your career 100%.
Yeah. Well, and like, he might have, like, particularly Robert Downey Jr., like, he might have had, like, his battles with media and drugs and stuff like that. But that guy has had, like, a stellar career. Like, crazy, awesome career.
And let's be honest, it was launched by Marvel. His entire career was relaunched by Marvel.
Yeah, well, his performance in Natural Born Killers was probably like one of the pivotal moments for his career too. But I think at that time he was still embroiled in a lot of jazz going on in the media. But yeah, it's nice to see him turn around like that. Like, it's nice. Actually, I like Robert Downey Jr. I think he puts on an amazing performance.
She had her lips removed.
Yep. So Lara Croft is now losing phenomenal
Did you just
cosmic
beat
power.
the game?
Yeah. Nobody wanted to see me try to play through it. That's just useless waste of time, effort, and energy.
Why? That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah. I was cursing and swearing the whole time, so.
Yeah, that's alright. It's an NSFW channel.
No.
So incidentally, yesterday I tried that video capture card because I did say I wanted to start streaming more gaming stuff. I'll probably be doing that on a separate Twitch channel because there's going to be a lot of it. And I don't know that it's, I don't know that it's not going to drive away an entire D&D audience when I've
That's
got
okay.
large-scale
We are a
gaming,
D&D and gaming channel.
Yeah,
So
it's just hard to. So the thing about search engines and finding stuff online is they tend to go under one of two classifications. They don't tend to go into one of five classifications. So we've got D&D, we've got Riff, we've got fantasy, we've got sci-fi. But if I start plugging gaming in there, it has a tendency to dilute everything else that's going on there because there's so much attention on gaming and stuff. But we'll try it.
Whatever
we
you
can
think's
try it.
best,
man.
man.
Yeah, I just don't want to be doing test fires on the Take20 and having people log in thinking it's going to be a D&D game. They're getting me gaming. I just don't know that's not the content that we're driving, right? That's not the content.
It was always, I think we're always meant to go in a direction that suited what was best for the channel, and if it was going to be sort of a variety of things,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be a variety style channel where you could come and see tabletop role-playing games, you could come see tabletop games,
Mm-hmm.
Monopoly, any card game. Like if you wanted to play like a card game like
Crabs Adjust Humidity.
whatever. Yeah.
What?
Cards Against Humanity,
Oh,
but it's
Cards-
like the
I thought you
nastier,
said
weirder.
crabs against humidity. I was
Crabs
like,
Adjust Humidity.
crabs just humidity?
Crabs Adjust Humidity.
Oh.
Yes.
I was
Like
like,
scotchy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, any type of card game or board game you wanted to play there, that's kind of was the original vision.
okay.
And it wasn't going to be this. Like, we weren't going to just stick ourselves there.
Right.
We wanted to do this. And say that if you wanted to come and do, like, play video games, or if you wanted to come and play a board game,
Mm-hmm.
and play board gaming and do board gaming or stuff like that. There should be no limit to what type of gaming it is. Gaming, and I know a lot of people tune in, they tune in to see role-playing games.
Yep.
A lot because that's where our focus has been for the last 3 years.
Right.
But we've been doing this for the last 3 years as well. So, and we've played video games with other folks online, which reminds me, I should turn on chat too, eh? Not that anybody's watching.
But we'll be kicking up some of that stuff this week. So I'll be testing out the stream. I had to go out and essentially assemble some parts to get a computer that was workable with the video capture card. So I did that yesterday, and I've been working streamlined now. Audio, proper mic setup, the boom arm and everything. I got pulled stuff out of the closet, but for whatever reason, I just buried. So everything's set up. So I have one PC that's dedicated to streaming, the other PC is dedicated to gaming or graphic design, and the PC that is dedicated to streaming also functions as an art PC with the graphics tablet and stuff, so I can start doing those speedrun drawings and things that I had done last summer. I just have not been set up. Part of the big problem with getting any of that stuff done is that every time you go to get it done and there's a problem with the setup or that things aren't working, it just interferes with your creative flow so much that you're like, you know what, okay, I'm just going to work on my creative flow because otherwise I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
But now that everything's set up and streamlined, and it's in a situation where I don't have to move stuff, I don't have to reset up stuff, I don't have to do a weird boot up here and then over here on this PC and then over here do this, and no, it's just flick thing on, OBS, boom, done, and it's good to go. Same thing with my game, like it's boom, OBS is on, I just turn my game on the other PC, and now it's streaming, and now it's ready to go.
Excellent.
And with the card that I have, it's supposed to do 240 frames per second at 1080p. So it'll do like high frequency, it'll do 4K. My graphics card is not set up for 4K right now, but I'll be able to do 1080 HD gaming. Like I play Battlefield and stuff like that. It's really fast-paced, first-person perspective shooter. And I wanted to share that for a while because I feel like a little bit of an anomaly there. Like I don't want to toot my own horn, but for a guy that doesn't play a lot of games, I kick people's asses on that game.
Right?
So
I
I've
know
got,
exactly.
tactics I'd love to share, right? But this, the problem has been is like when I go to share that stuff and stream it, it's like, that's what you're seeing as the viewer is just this like stutter.
Chunk.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's horrible.
But I've always admired how you you carry on a nice conversation. It's always good to tune into you playing the game, and the game is running smoothly. I can watch your game, and there's no stutter.
I'm on the philosophy that simple is always better. It may not be as complicated and as beautiful a setup as something that has a little more tech
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
But let's face it, a PlayStation camera and your controller.
Yeah, it's so simple, right?
Mama always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and always kiss it. Keep it simple, Simon.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, but the moment you move to PC from console streaming, there's
It's
whole other.
It's like a nuclear bomb, isn't it?
Yeah. So but like once you get a handle on it, it's easy. And
Yeah.
what drove me nuts as being an old guy is seeing all the young people that just have these crazy setups, and I'm like, how the hell are these guys set up so well? And they're just like, streaming their games like nobody's business, and like PC games, which is.
Yep.
It's intense. Like, I mean, the resolution on this is not the resolution of a PC. Like, you think you can see her sweat on this? It's crazy.
Crazy better.
On a PC, it's mind blowing. I saw a 4K TV yesterday. Holy crap! A 4K OLED. Have you seen those?
Yep.
Oh my.
They got them over at Costco.
It's crazy how gorgeous the picture is. I saw a Samsung, so I might have been setting the bar a bit high there, but.
No, Samsung, Sony, they set the bar for everybody.
Yeah. So.
This is an LG TV, and I wish I'd never bought it.
Well, I kind of future-proofed myself, so that like this PC is capable of doing 4K. The only thing I have to do is replace the video card.
Yeah.
That's it. And the video card, well, $400 video card, and
You're probably good to go for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm good to be streaming. Hopefully, like today, I'll be trying it out. First time, I'll be testing out Battlefield 4 to see whether or not can I fly the jets and everything else and move along and move as fast as I move in the game, and still have people watching, still carry on a conversation, still make appearances. My ugly mug in the bottom of the screen somewhere, and still have that really nice setup for Twitch. And so that when we go into the Chronicles of Corrales, I did this last time, first time where we had the character portraits up, we had the logo up, we had another camera that is facing down the table, and then we have the bird's eye view cam. And before we were always getting stuttering, like whenever anybody moved or
it was
somebody waved, it started stuttering, and I don't think that'll be a problem.
Cool.
So because I want to add more to the riffs, to our little D&D game, to the interfaces and stuff. I really would love to get that dice cam, set up for my place as well. I just don't have the drops.
Well, there are ways that you can do that.
Yeah, I've done it with the mic. The only thing is with the camera, it's like, how do I loop it around those hooks and then get it to stabilize in a fixed position?
So, you know what plastic piping is for plumbing and stuff like that?
PVC.
The PVC piping, all you need is 90 degrees, and you build a couple of big boxes that have like a 90 degree with a triple on one side and triple on the other, and you just build a big box, and then you can put T-mounts in the middle to mount stuff halfway through, so to speak.
Yeah, but it's mounting it to the ceiling. The only problem is
you don't even need to mount it to the ceiling. You just build this box that you can make it mobile even. You don't even have to glue it together.
Yeah, but how do you get that over top of the dice tray?
You just
Without
I want you
being
to I want you to imagine a large cage, if you would, over top of your table.
Mm-hmm.
But on the outside of your players, it goes up and over, and then you got a T-bar and the cross.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to have a big box. You could just have 2 T-bars, upside down T-bars with a...
Yeah, you're kind of talking like a gazebo tent or whatever.
Or like I said, or even just 2 T-bars or 2 I-bars with a bar down across the middle.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I'm just gonna wait until we get into our goal is just to end up buying this house. Like that was our goal last year, and that got all kind of right up. So
Yeah,
you know, our
things
goal's
got-
to work on that this year. Hopefully, we get the place. We can do what we're gonna do for the
Yeah.
garage last year and be done with it.
Yeah.
She's determined to get this house now. Before we were looking at other places, I thought Spring Lake and stuff like that, really nice places, but this is a really good location for us. We're near our friends. And we're in a place that is only really going to go up once the recession's over, if God willing. the
Well,
recession
it
ends.
recession / coronavirus.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I mean, the whole planet's actually. Some things are happening right now that honestly, like, even not to cause mass hysteria or panic or anything, some things are happening right now that have never happened before in the history of our planet, in the history of our economy, in the history of a lot of things, including the recent, stock market crash.
Well, it was it's bigger than
It's
2007.
never happened. Historically, it has never crashed. Like, it crashed
Yeah,
just recently.
just the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, things like that. It's not so much that there's a cause for concern, or coronavirus is this massive problem. It's the mass stupidity and the mass panic that is the primary cause of anything that anyone needs to worry about. So if everybody's out there being stupid in the world over something that's been greatly exaggerated in the media. I mean, the media is the hype machine.
Well, it's not. It's not. The media is the hype machine, but it's not something like I know at work they're taking it. We're at work, they're taking it extremely seriously.
They've canceled classes and canceled everything for lots
Well,
of
the
businesses.
schools are still open.
Even
right?
video game places like Gamer. My buddy just messaged this morning. He's like, dude, they let me take all my equipment home. Literally taking my computer equipment and stuff in my cubicle to home and working from there until all of this passes.
Yeah, yeah.
Never before
They're-
in the history of that company.
Well, the Canadian guy was watching Justin Trudeau the other day on the news and yesterday, and he was live from his house where he's quarantined with his wife and kids, because Sophie's got it,
Right.
and they're trying to figure out how to use EI.
Well, apparently
people-
EI is waiving the 1 week wait period, and it's apparently if you've got communication from your doctor or whatever that you've got it, you're on EI and they're prepping you for a minimum of 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You know
Right
what
now,
Italy did?
immediately.
Suspended mortgage payments.
that's what we need to do here: suspend mortgage payments, suspend.
I mean, people can't fucking work.
Well, that's
Wow.
just it. If I don't work,
Yeah, the bank still wants its money.
the bank still wants their money.
Yeah, the bank wants their money even more right now. I mean, I'm just like,
Well, but the thing is, too, Italy is one of the pigs. Portugal, Italy, Greece, and
Yeah.
Spain. Their economies they're atrocious economies. I mean, how many times did we have to bail them out? Like,
Greece,
well, Greece.
Yeah,
Greece,
Portugal,
Portugal.
Italy, Greece, and Spain. They're all
They're-
atrocious for it.
they're well, but they.
How many times has Germany bailed them out alone?
But it's all about socialism, and that doesn't work. We know socialism doesn't work. We
Climb
know.
that pyramid. So banks, money,
But it's
the elites. I mean, we can go
when
right
you
up there.
when you give if I give you bread to eat, and I keep giving you bread to eat, you become dependent on me.
Right.
And if something happens and I can't give you that bread to eat, then you
You're
die.
gonna starve.
And Mama always said, when your belly meets your backbone, you get up and do something about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Long before that, that's for sure.
So, we have to understand that in this world, we're going to have trials, tribulations, and all that hard stuff. But you still have to work for a living. You still have to get up, earn a living, and most people,
It's
that's
different
what they
work.
want.
It's different
They
work
wanna
you
learn.
gotta do. I mean,
You
if
wanna-
you can't do your regular job, you better be finding different work to do, whether it being productive at the home, being, productive in your community. Just go be productive.
Yeah.
Don't be a waste case running out there frantically screaming for toilet paper and then bolting back to the house to remain sheltered with your family while you're accomplishing nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
we had
insanity.
we had a good example of that in our house since December, in my own home.
Little mini pandemic.
not a pandemic in our home, but that type of wasted time.
Oh yeah.
One of the members of our family sat for 2.5 months here at home.
Did you check him or her for bed sores?
That person just sat here and did nothing.
Yeah.
And fortunately, that person is working now and has sort of a plan.
Right.
And that's what people, I think, what people really want is to be productive with their
People
lives.
need to be productive, yeah.
They may not even, like me, I don't like what I do anymore. I'm good at it.
Mhm.
I'll go and keep being good at it, but it's not what I want to do with my life anymore.
Yeah, 100%. I'm in the same boat.
3 a.m., you get Fridays off, but 3 a.m. comes real early. Especially when you were wide awake at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And all you want to do is sleep for that extra hour.
Well, it's funny because
Get
like
up.
even the tabletop role playing games and stuff. When I was younger, when I was like a teenager and stuff, all I wanted to do was write and draw. All I
Yeah.
wanted to do. That's all I did.
That's all I
Write and
did.
Draw, write and draw, write and draw. And then there was this huge gap of like going to the bar, meeting girls, da 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 da.
Living life.
And living
Doing
life.
other things.
And you know, no regrets. Made me who I am today. But you know, it carried on without writing and drawing and
Yeah.
doing a lot of that stuff for a lot of years. And then now, you know, I'm 45 now. And I really love writing and drawing, and I've come full circle, and now I want to do more of that. And now the day job just seems like this interference.
It's interfering with what we want to do most. Like I want to golf.
Yeah.
Then I want to come home and paint minis. I want to come home and paint minis
Mhm.
after I'm done golfing, and then I want to get a game ready for Thursday night, and I want to play Dungeons and Dragons,
Right.
and I want to stream it online. And
That's it, man. That's all I want to do.
I want
More
people.
of
I
that.
really want
More of
people to
that
enjoy
stuff.
this. I want people to come out and
They
enjoy
will.
it.
You know what? You know what brings them out? The more we enjoy it, the more they enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you know, we just make it more enjoyable for ourselves, and the you know the audience just loves all the things we get to enjoy too. I think there's just finding ways to do more of it becomes a greater challenge at this stage in life, especially with kids. Like you know, it's a lot to juggle. I can't even imagine. I mean, I have no kids, and it's a struggle trying to juggle schedules right now. You know, but to have you know kids like you guys do, I mean, my hats off to you for sure. Being able to juggle all that.
It helps that your kids enjoy some of your interests.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I wish we could play a little more often with them as well.
Yeah. Well, and there, you know, the other problem that I would imagine happens is that, well, you'd really love it if your kids were into that stuff, but then they're going to hit that phase where they're just like almost guaranteed going to not be into that stuff for about 12 years. And then it'll come full circle again. You know.
Well, or you get to that spot where they, you know, Dad's just not cool.
Yeah.
That happened to one of our players.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Dad's just not cool anymore. I'm not playing. I'm not playing with them. Ergo, Kelly joins the crew.
Yeah. Yeah, and ended up playing like two of his characters too.
2 different characters.
Yeah.
So, we didn't see Johnny last week. Johnny was in another province at a furry con.
Well, John, at a furry con?
Don't even go
Man,
there.
is he ever getting roused when he goes back?
Anyway, he was doing that, and I was like, I hope he doesn't come because the coronavirus.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
in coronavirus central,
Oh, right, for sure.
lower
For
mainland,
Sure.
lower mainland, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Furry
all those
fans.
people come back from wherever they've been at, and that's like largely that's where all of our cases came from. They came from overseas, from people returning from somewhere else.
Yeah, and then, you know, I mean, the governments owe some big apologies because here we have boats with a lot of people, Canadian citizens and stuff.
They
that-
sh-
they're like, oh, the incubation period's probably this. Probably. And then what do? They ship them home, and that's where we ended up with first-time cases in several countries because they
Yeah.
shipped them home, and then they said, oh, we actually realized the incubation period's
Well-
a bit longer than we suspected, but now it's there for
They
you.
were.
so.
I was watching a doctor here on the other day, and he said they should have gotten those people off the boats, like right now. Get them off.
Well, they
Don't-
wanted to
don't
make
wait.
sure they got it, so that they could get them out there, and that the world could have this big media fair, and that we could all be pleasantly distracted from whatever the fuck it is that we've missed for the last 3.5 weeks.
Since December.
Yeah, exactly. So, whatever we've been missing and not paying attention to, I think that's more important than the coronavirus.
You know what is even more important than coronavirus? Is what
Tabletop role-playing game?
Yeah. What are we gonna play next for video game?
Oh yeah, man! Like you just beat this.
For the second time.
What have
I
you
could get
got?
back into Monster Hunter.
No, what have you got that you haven't played? And it can't be a game that you have played before. I wanna see your anger and frustration. I mean, your joy and happiness at playing a new game. Like that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna be playing all new games, and that's what I'm excited to see you.
Well,
do.
I want to play a new game. I
Because
don't.
me knowing that you beat this once before, yeah, that does me no good. I'm like,
No.
the credits are rolling. Yeah, that's good. I can't wait to see you
Don't
grit
get
your
your
teeth
teeth on.
on something else.
Someone's a gamer, yo.
Have you beat Last of Us?
The first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have not even. I've only played like an hour or two into that.
Then
so-
you should play it.
Oh man, should I ever? But
Do
I
we
have
have
it
it
on
over there?
PlayStation. I have it.
I think I.
Yeah.
see it.
Well, why don't you stick it in and take the seat?
No.
Yeah.
I have my own games to play on my own PC.
But you have games to play here too.
My PS3 has dust on it.
So does mine. It's right
Yeah.
there.
So does my N64 and all the other game systems.
So does my
I've got.
Wii.
Yeah, dust on them all because I haven't had a reason. But now that I have something
know-
where I can quickly plug my console in and play it on my computer, that's a different
If we could set up Wii bowling.
You don't like your TV at all, eh? Like somebody's gonna pitch that shit right through your TV.
We play Wii bowling all the time. It's so much fun.
Really?
Oh damn, yeah. So
I'd play Wii Bowling.
I love
You'd
it.
have to set the cameras up in here differently to catch all the action. As a matter of fact, you get enough room in here for actual bowling. Simple mainstream.
Not quite.
I don't think you want to actually bowl with me though. No, I try and shatter the headpin.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to bowl with you.
He loves the ball.
If you guys ever want to go bowling, I got a friend who is a fanatic about it. He always tries to get me out for a game, but I haven't bowled in years.
She's got some stories.
Oh, the curling ones?
Oh yeah.
We went curling in
Shattered the
Winnipeg.
stones.
No,
And
I'm pretty sure. it
Fire
comes
the
close.
stone down as hard as he could, so
No,
it
it
hit the.
wasn't even near as hard.
Okay,
as I
well,
could.
whatever. It would hit the wood at the end, bounce up in the air, and come back down on the ice. The guy comes out and is like, "Stop that stone before it hits!" And we all look at him like, "No," because it would like bounce right up and
Land in the circle.
Land on the ice.
That would be
land on
amazing.
the ice.
If you
Shatter
could
the hack.
boom, land it and clip it back.
Shatter the hack.
Yeah.
Pull the hack right out, eh?
Oh, there was times when 10-pin bowling, or no, when 5-pin with the small ones.
Mhm.
I love
It would end
that
up.
one.
It would end up a couple lanes over. Because I'm not going for accuracy. I know I suck. I'm gonna try and bust that damn headpin.
so destructive.
So it says there's new content
But are you
available.
having fun?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
There's sometimes too when they get angry
Until
at
you
me
get
and
the
they.
repair
I mean,
bill.
I'm sure there's a lot of head shaking from the stands watching you, but what the fuck is going on right now?
Sometimes I send it down like a laser and then it hits the steel back plating
Oh yeah.
and then it echoes throughout the entire place.
Nice.
Whack! Slow it down over there. Sure.
Where do you go bowling? Or
I haven't
where
been
does
bowling
he
in
want
years.
you to go bowling?
Somewhere near here.
There's a bowling place. There was a bowling place here.
There's one in Wabam and it's the closest that I know.
You know what's so fucked
No,
up?
but
I'll
there's
bet you a
bowling in
roller
West
rink
Edmonton
would
Mall
actually do
at
well out
Reds.
here.
Oh,
What's
okay.
that?
I'll bet you a
Reds
roller
game.
rink would do
One
well
isn't
out here.
bad though.
A roller rink.
Roller rink.
1984.
Yeah. With 80s music playing in the place, like totally
Oh.
funked out.
And black lights.
But just wait. We've got to turn it into a velodrome,
Yeah.
and there's got to be a couple of cones at the end.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Concrete wall.
Rollerball.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was such a horrible movie.
Wasn't it?
So bad. So
Such a horrible movie.
Oh.
So what's everyone got on the go this weekend?
I'm gonna paint more minis. I'm supposed to go to swimming lessons today, but
What are you painting?
well, I got multiple male, female zombies to finish painting.
All right.
And then,
I saw you recently paint the slutty zombie.
yeah.
Right? Yellow bra, red dress.
Oh, I got another one with a green dress
Oh, okay.
and a yellow bra.
Okay. Yeah. Seems appropriate.
Kind of like this sandy brown hair thing going on. It's
I'm calling that one lemon lime.
yeah, that's
Lemon twist or
Yeah.
a Sprite.
that's what the gentlemen call her.
Yeah. Doing any crafting this?
I did
weekend?
crafting yesterday.
What did you craft?
Do you want to see what I crafted yesterday?
Unless it's for the game, because if it's for the game, you can wait till the big reveal.
No, I didn't craft anything for the game. The game's not getting any crafting.
Okay. What are you crafting?
I'm making like a keep walls and a tower.
Cool.
So I use that foam. Have you used that foam from Rick yet?
No, high density
No.
foam. Yeah.
It leaves
This
major
was-
dust.
It leaves dust.
This was my
It was irritating.
This is my $9 box. I think we're gonna put this on the
From
merch
Michaels
store.
or what?
Yeah, I think we'll put this on the merch.
What's that?
Just a die roller.
There you go. That
What is
cost literally $9 to make.
Dollarama might have something like that too.
Right? They don't have wooden boxes like that.
Yeah, they do.
I like this.
Not quite like that.
Not quite as nice as that.
So the box was $8.95 at Michael's, and then I
Well,
bought
these are
a
perfect. You just take them in.
60-cent piece of. Well, I wouldn't even. I would just go get the wood burner and download a
You can do that too, but
logo for Take20,
then
print it,
take hour, 2, or whatever.
and then lightly outline it, and then do it. I was watching a
Just take
YouTube
the
video.
place. Detail.
But they're gonna charge me for that.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be much more than.
But I can
$9.
literally take that $10 unit there now. What you got is a $10 unit. I can turn it into a $29.95 unit and merchandise it, put it on merchandise on the Take20 website.
Yeah, but I would definitely recommend doing the laser etching part. If you start factoring in your hours of time into wood burning machine.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you could laser like 100 of them, but yeah, that's my dice tray.
I like it. I mean, it's very big.
It's not much bigger than
Like
anybody
you go
else's,
whipping that out of my table, you're gonna clear half the minis off the table at the same time.
but that's no bigger than the dice tray. Any of the other guys' dice tray that they snap together,
Except the lid.
except the lid.
Now, what you could do is put
Two
drill.
You could just glue a little.
No, just drill 4 small holes into the corners, and then drop natural earth or magnets or whatever into those, and then you could just slide it to the bottom and click it on the bottom of the tray.
Yeah.
Take the hinges right off.
I bet shit would be coming unhinged then.
Wacka, 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 wacka.
So just
I-
put the. You could put 2 little.
That would be
Jeez.
good. That'd be good because then you could also like put your little tablet or phone or something in there.
Yep.
And have your
Yeah, you just have it just like
That's
that.
a good idea.
You just drop your phone in. Boom. And you're watching the show.
Ooh, you know what else you could do is you could actually use heat to burn a logo or whatever into that felt.
Yeah.
Felt in the bottom?
Yeah. Just pull it out. Pull the whole thing
It
out.
smells amazing. I love the smell of that.
It's just a piece of cardboard and glued felt.
Oh, it comes right out.
Yeah, just tip it over. You might have to bang it out. Tap it out. Will it come out? No?
Looked like it was in there pretty good.
Okay, hold on. I got
I
something.
don't have
I got
nails.
something. I got something.
Oh, I have to.
I got
I have
something.
to get you. I have to show you the stats for that Hydra because your character will know a large bulk of that,
Okay.
and that way you can.
You did
try
send me
and
some
print
stuff.
Yeah, I sent you some stuff. I just have to get that to you.
Did it actually come out of there?
It's really
Is.
tight.
I'm gonna wreck this.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're here to
Learn and explore.
learn and explore. This is like better than Bill Nye.
You sure you didn't glue this shit down?
You know what? There might be excess glue from where I glued the felt, and it might be glued in a little bit. Okay, if it doesn't come out, that's fine. Whatever.
Get it out.
But you see, we could present.
It's like carve.
Here's the knife. Yes.
See now, if it came with a nice little pencil thing too.
Throw in a Staedtler, one of the green pencils, and charge another $8 for the pencil. Now your price is up to $36.
Marketing, yeah.
Right? And I'm not even gonna lie, you people are gonna buy this because that's who you are.
Right now they're on eBay.
So I don't think anybody's watching the show. Let's see. Oh, we have 2 viewers.
Oh, right on.
No, we don't. We have 1 viewer.
Yeah, just because of that comment. You're like, you're gonna buy this.
We have one
I'm
viewer,
out of
one
here.
bot.
I didn't know this was home shopping channel.
And it's a bot. It's a bot.
I did talk to
It's a bot.
Draconis Firebrand yesterday. Chatted with him. He was
See, a bot.
was working at the fire hall, and I guess he managed to contract himself some COVID-19.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he's fine. But he's like, yeah, I hope this shit doesn't interrupt my fishing trip. So, but, yeah, he's doing okay. He asked how the panic was. The panic is pretty intense down there too.
Where's he at?
Uh,
He's up north.
northern United States.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's in the U.S. I don't know if he's in northern United States.
Okay. But he got himself some COVID.
He managed to get himself some COVID.
Well, you know, everybody's y'all gotta get yourself a little COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cheap.
Like, oh, I'll COVID, you're 19.
It's free. Just
Yeah, just bring. You know, I was thinking, why don't people just have like COVID parties? You know, where they just get together. Oh, you got some COVID? There you go, buddy. You know, cough, cough. Let's all get
Still
COVID
like some
together.
store handles, like the door handles and the
Yeah,
stuff
just like-
for you.
we did a showing here yesterday because we're selling a house. We did a showing here. I wiped every door handle I thought people were gonna touch.
And then after.
No, I did it
Oh,
before.
I would have sanitized people if they came through the door.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Lysol
Carriers of
spray.
Disease, yeah.
Lysol. Open your mouth.
Yeah.
No, open.
That's like cab driver yesterday. He's parked by the guy, gets out of his car, essentially like gives the guy hand wipes, sprays his hands, gives the guy hand wipes before he gets in the cab, opens the door for him, lets the guy get in the cab. You know,
Smart.
Yeah. Well,
There's nothing wrong with being smart to not catch, because it is a serious virus. It is a respiratory virus. I was listening to an Italian doctor here the other day.
too. I
To-
have not
To a doctor, an Italian doctor. He said it's pretty serious. It's it's not something to really turn your nose up at and say it's not serious. It's got a pretty serious respiratory side to it, and that's what's killing people 40 and up.
Yep.
And it is the 40-somethings and 50-somethings that are getting it.
Yeah.
That's we.
Yep.
We are the target group, people. Huh.
Well, that's the what is it? I thought 48.
Oh, wait
was
a minute.
48 was the youngest.
No,
Oh, really?
it's the 40-somethings. There's lots of them in Italy. So, and they say infants, children,
Well,
are the
compromised
least
immune.
likely to get it.
Really?
That's what I heard too.
I was watching another news article on yesterday. They were talking about Hep A. They found Hep A at a daycare. Every kid was carrying copious amounts of Hep A and not even exhibiting a sign of sickness. But all the parents and the teachers at the daycare center, they were all sick. So something happens as we get older,
Yeet.
and we are supposed to have stronger immune systems, but all of a sudden, these children aren't getting anything. But as we get
Because they're
older,
always picking their nose and eating it.
I had this conversation.
there's another article. I was watching another program 2 years ago. The doctor said that.
Oh.
He said children who pick their nose and eat it are less likely to get sick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm not going to encourage my kid to pick his fucking hole.
I have an actual license for it.
Yeah, I asked this.
Because
I
I'm a
this
welder.
conversation last night with Carolyn. Like, kids are so gross.
They are.
Like,
They're
kids are so
disgusting.
fucking gross. They're just like walking gross bags. All they do is just touch shit, touch themselves, fingers in their face in the holes, and just like It's nonstop. I mean, you can just sit there and watch them, and like within 5 minutes, they're sticking their fingers in something they probably shouldn't. And you know what I mean? And then they're running around touching everything else. It's just like, so no.
We're, you know what? As adults, we don't notice. We're just
Oh,
as
I
bad.
know. Especially with the touching our faces. I like maintain a like healthy, conscious effort to not touch my face, and I still do it.
But I do, because I'm a welder, and I have to get in there with a rag and get
I don't know
everything.
why this reminded me of it, but did you see Robston drop that? He's like, oh yeah, Kelly, I'd love to play D&D with you guys so you could see so you could hear my awesome accent in person.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
So Robston's on Twitter. He's like he's just he's a guy that's like tons of positivity every morning.
You like the accent too, eh?
Yeah, he likes the accent too.
You like
he
it?
even tried to inflect it in what he wrote back.
You like
Yeah.
it, for sure. I know.
Yeah, for sure. So
I am
yeah, he likes it. You know, I like it.
It's okay. The sooner we get rid of Val, the better.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Sorry.
But DOS is definitely has a stronger version to Val.
I don't know why you are so many friend with Ramstan in real life. I don't know. He talk like this for real.
Yeah. Oh, probably. Although it'll sound a lot better coming from an actual Quebecer.
It's okay. Every Quebecer who hear me, they all think I am from somewhere in Quebec.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that just says stereotype. And you can wear it at the game when you play. That's a deal. Just classic.
I had to say to I had to say to Inam, my Indian buddy at work, because he tried to do Apu's voice.
Yeah. Brace for it. Brace for it.
He tried to do Apu's voice to tell
Yeah.
and ask me to come to the Quickie Mart. And I said to him, Inam, you do not have to do the voice. You have it down pat.
Yeah.
Do
He's
not
actually
worry.
got the. He's actually got the
you've got
accent,
it.
right? Yeah.
And I started doing the voice, and another Indian friend of mine at work, he just stopped dead. He turned around, and he looked at us.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, I'm in trouble now. Here it comes. I'm gonna get the.
HR.
I'm going to HR.
Yeah.
and he looks at me dead in the eye, and he says, "You're in the wrong business."
That's awesome.
If you survive, come again.
Yeah, that's what he should have said. Yeah, thank you.
He
Come
said,
again.
"You're in the wrong business."
That's
He
awesome.
said, "You need to be doing that somewhere else. You're too good at it."
Speaking of good, I was like, is that Laura Croft? I had to look twice there. I was like, is that Roots? Did I see those Roots move? Oh, it is Laura Croft. Good
Yeah.
camo. So what are you playing next?
I don't have a clue, so
You've played all these, right?
I've played all of those except for Call of Duty. I won't play Call of Duty. I won't play
Yeah, we won't
first-person
Call of Duty
shooters.
anymore. Why not? I'd love to get you in Battlefield.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I cannot
No?
stand the movement.
Oh yeah.
It just weirds me out. The first time I played Assassin's Creed, the very first Assassin's Creed, I knew there was something wrong with how my brain works.
Oh, that was the first. That was the first clue.
With video games.
Dun-dun-dun.
Because it did something to
I got
me. If I
weird
played for
written on
too
my
long,
birth certificate.
if
Fucking
I played
doctor's
for
name
too
coming
long,
out.
it turned a switch on in your brain, and your dopamine levels, like video games, make your dopamine levels go
Depends.
up. And
Depends. You ever play Lemmings? There's no dopamine going on there, buddy. It's pure fucking rage.
well, that's just it. That's your dopamine. The rage will drive your dopamine levels up too. Like it'll drive, like stimulating. When you're stimulated, your dopamine levels will rise.
Yeah.
And there was something with that first Assassin's Creed game with the lines and the screen during when it was during
Oh
not
yeah,
during
how it
gameplay,
points
but
out stuff and
no, when it was switching from one screen to another. So if you died, it would come up and he would be standing there, and you could run any direction you want.
Right.
There was these lines going across in the screen, and I'm like, that's doing something to my brain. That's not right.
Oh.
Something's wrong here.
Like it's
Something's
making your
wrong.
vision squirrely?
It was making my brain squirrely.
Oh.
I stopped playing it.
Mhm.
for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I sort of got normal again.
Well, it could be like a weird frequency or something like that.
Almost something
Flash-
similar to an
Like the
epilepsy.
very first one?
Yeah,
Oh.
and because I've never played video games kind of at that,
Mhm.
because
Well-
that game was so far advanced than any other video game at the time. It was considered one of the best, most beautiful games on the market.
Well, I mean, it looks like fucking Pong compared to this shit here, but
It looks like Pong now, but back like 12
Yeah.
years ago when it first came out, it was gorgeous.
man, I remember playing Unreal Tournament and thinking that was the shit. Like the first Unreal. Like I remember staying up all night playing that game.
I would too. I would stay up for hours playing that video game, and I was just like, I don't feel well.
Oh man, I've been like
I
that
feel
since
like-
I was a kid. Though, like 10 years old, I'd be
I'm
like,
so-
you know, wrapped in a blanket, bowl of cereal, half eaten, and just like 2 feet away from the TV playing video games for
I felt like
days.
I felt like Han Solo after I was done. I was like, I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Like,
Another thing I've noticed, like I watch Lynette play her Assassin's Creed games,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing I've discovered is if you're watching, there's a difference between if you're playing. If you're playing, you're moving the screen angles, you're doing stuff around, and you know where you're going. So it's
Right.
like you're
It's less confusing.
well, you're used to it, and you're more prepared for the movements and actions you're taking.
Right.
If you're watching someone else, I swear to God, when she plays Assassin's Creed,
It's like car sickness, right?
oh, it is 100%. There is times when I have to get
Yeah.
up and go to the other room.
I can't watch
because
this.
She's screen waving this way and that, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
You know, like, just
And
slow down and look at something. Just look at it.
Yes,
That's what I'm doing, I'm
exactly,
looking.
exactly. The kids can't watch me play video games.
Well, and anything with a first-person style game where you have complete ground scope of everything, like I can sit and play Horizon Zero Dawn,
Mhm.
and I can rock through that game, and then it's like, geez, I know what you're talking about when you say I do when I make you sick,
Yeah.
and it's the
Yeah.
same thing. And if she's playing and I'm watching
You see, you're
It's the
playing
same thing.
Zero Dawn?
Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yeah, is it good?
Oh,
Looks
it's-
really good. Looks Rifts almost. Like with the Dynamax and shit like that.
it is absolutely awesome. Like it's the story and everything is really good. I was having this chat with Saul, and I'm like, yeah,
Tarsus?
yes. Anyways, and he's like, yeah, the only thing I change is she's too perfect. Your main character can make no mistake, no matter what she does, she can make no mistake. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. They made her as a person. They made her as an individual.
Flawless.
She is flawless. And it's like, I agree. That is probably its only major fault. Other than that, the game is great.
That's
I like.
what's a weird fault actually to have for a game because usually it's the flaws that really define the character. I mean, that's usually what attaches us and what humanizes the character. So it's weird to exclude that and make her perfectly.
That's why D&D characters should always have flaws.
Yeah, I just don't like the canned flaws. You know, I'm not so much for the, oh, here's a flaw out of a book. You know, this is it.
No, but
Like
even
that.
if you like, that's why I like characters who are rolled poorly, like with bad stats.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
That makes the game fun.
Well, you don't necessarily have to have bad stats, but I think the bad stats really enforce the person having to role play it more effectively. Whereas good stats, it's like, well, they have good stats, so it went like that. But if they still role play effectively, regardless of the good stats, I mean, if they've got fears or anxieties and stuff like that, I'd love to see this.
Create a foible.
Yeah.
Every character should have some sort of a flaw or some sort of a.
My character in Camarina can't shoot a bow for her life because the dice won't let her.
Well, I mean, you don't have
That's
mega
funny.
stat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like Dareth rolling all those nat ones. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Every time she shoots her bow, she's hitting a
She's hitting
party
an ally.
member.
Yeah, like nobody wants her to be an archer in the party member anymore, but that's what she does, right? But it's good. I mean,
That's
it
like Brandon
adds to
opening
the
his mouth.
it adds to the game for sure. Like every time she's getting ready to fire her bow, everybody's a little more nervous.
Every time Brandon opens his mouth, everybody's a little more nervous.
Yeah, pretty much. And then,
I love him. He makes the game.
He is,
He makes our little D&D game what
he
it
is
is.
an entertaining individual for sure.
I love him. He's the best.
So we get a lot of role-playing games going on this week. Riffs on Tuesday. Still trying to see if I can get that game going at our place.
If it has to be at ours,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. And then, so that's Tuesday, and then Tuesday, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock is Riffs. Wednesday, hopefully the Creator Crucible can kick that stuff up this week and start to roll it up for crafting. We've got a monster hand and a predator head that I'm going to try and sculpt here at some point. And Thursday, our little D&D game.
Yeah, Thursday's our little D&D game. Is going to be an exciting Thursday.
Yeah, what's why don't you give us a short recap?
Well, the gang has re-entered the hidden shrine of Tamokan in Mastika, which suddenly reappeared in Faerun about a year before, unbeknownst to the wizards in Waterdeep, to the Blackstaff. The first they found out about it was when the gang mentioned it to them. The long and the short of it is that the gang has a sneaky suspicion that they are being hunted through the streets of Waterdeep as Nariel built a shrine.
That word came out weird.
That Nariel built a shrine
You heard that.
to Myliki
Okay.
along Mount Waterdeep. They leave Waterdeep and go back to Mystica. They kind of get back into the tomb and head back to where they think.
Yeah, because the whole
This-
thing's ruined already, right? And they're
For the
kind
most part, it's lots of it is collapsed, but they're trying to get back to this one location in the tomb where they think they may have passed by an orb of dragonkind.
Right. Am I playing Ren and War?
We'll see if Johnny shows up
Okay.
with his COVID.
With this COVID, yeah.
So,
Yeah. No co-opting COVID.
well, that's just
Cooperative.
that's another thing. I'm gonna ask him how he's feeling today. I'm gonna say, listen.
Like your lungs feel fibrous, buddy?
Well, yeah, does it feel like you have fibromyalgia? Cystic
Cystic
fibrosis.
fibrosis. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask him if he's feeling okay, and if he's not well, I'm gonna ask him to stay.
Yeah. Good
How long
call.
ago did you go?
Well, that was last weekend. He was in BC.
How long does it take for symptoms to gestate?
It's 2 to 14 days. Like you can literally walk around with it without symptoms. So here's the deal. I was sick in November with a cold that hit every one of their symptoms
Oh, yeah.
back in November.
Well, I mean, flu matches up with the symptoms too.
November, was it November? Yeah, November or December. I can't remember. It was back. You guys were here. We were playing Side Quest. And I was still recovering. I was already 2 weeks into it, and I was still recovering from it, and I still felt it, this cold in my system 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I was just kind of laying around doing nothing, and I could feel like you could feel stuff coming up from your lungs. That
Thought I
your
had
body is
mono
trying
for-
to it's trying to expel it. So I have a funny feeling I may have gone through it already.
Maybe.
So, or because colds are COVID already, it may have just been a cold that kind of represented
Or resembled the thing.
or resembled it.
Yeah.
But it was bad. Like it was so bad that I would cough so hard. You'd want to pass out, but it still felt like there was stuff in my lungs. That wouldn't come out.
Yeah, I know. I've always wanted to just like hack those lungs up and just take a butter knife and just do those over the sink and then suck it back in.
When
I
you
wish
take
it
a
was
set of
so
lungs
easy.
apart, when you take a set of lungs apart and actually look at them and see how complicated they are, I did that in high school. Took sheep's lungs apart.
Yep.
And you go, wow, lungs are really cool.
Yeah.
They stink. They're really cool.
Especially when they're soaked in formaldehyde.
Right. They actually smell better after they've been soaked.
Remember
in
the
formaldehyde.
sheep's eye or the cow's eye?
Yep, the cow's eye. We did the cow's eye too. That was cool.
We
The
grew-
frog.
We grew up in a farming community,
Oh yeah.
and one of the guys in our class, one of the calves died. So he brought it into the school, and him and our biology teacher dragged it through the front doors, all the way down the hall, up the stairs to the lab, and we dissected it, and he cracked open the skull with a hammer and a screwdriver to try and get the brains out. He stops partway through, he's like, "Don't tell anybody how we're doing this."
Nice.
So funny.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta wonder about the after school
The
classes
80s,
or
right?
places.
That was the 90s.
I can
How
only
old do you
picture
think I was?
every time I hear
The
her tell that
80s.
story.
Well, early 90s were like the 80s anyway.
All I can picture is,
Yeah, it was
the
also
teacher's
small town,
accent
right?
being, "Hey,
Small-
you kids,
whereabouts?
don't you tell
Small
anybody
town.
that we're doing it like this."
Yeah.
And my dad's cousin was our biology teacher.
Oh really?
Uh,
That's crazy.
Keep it in the family.
yeah.
Well, it's a
Half
small
the town.
redneck community, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I love Saskatchewan. I love
Really?
people from Saskatchewan.
I've been there in a long time.
We were in Rockland several years ago, and we went down to Fort Peck, where they have all the T-Rex bones and stuff like that. They do a lot of dinosaur digs down there.
Oh yeah.
Very cool place. Very cool place. That's where the 3 foot long grasshopper. You can see it on YouTube. The fake grasshopper photo. The guy holding up a grasshopper. It's 3 feet long. It's like hanging down. It's hilarious. I'm like, that's a grasshopper. Is this picture doctored?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's got to be doctored.
Oh, yeah, for
So I went online. I just
Slopes.
thought about it. I just thought about it about 2 years ago again. and
I'll tell you
I
right
went
now,
online.
if there were 3-foot grasshoppers, the world would be fucked. Fucked. That
Unless we
would
could learn how to
literally
ride them.
Yeah, no, they would literally. Yeah, 3-foot locusts would be the worst one.
Right.
Those like, there's a major problem with locusts in Egypt this last year.
Oh yeah.
Is it African or Iran or something?
Africa.
Well, and that's probably another reason Iran's having a hard time with this, because you don't have food, you don't have supplies, you don't have anything, because locusts are eating everything.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of a guy riding it. It's like surrounded by a cloud of locusts.
You know, I see lots of easy ways to deal with that, none of which are being tried. So I'm just like, you know what? You're fucking begging for it. If you guys can't figure out how to deal with a giant
Walk around with a flamethrower.
well, really anything, because all I see is them doing nothing. Like you don't
It's
see.
not like locusts are an endangered fucking species.
Right.
Sorry, pardon the
And-
language.
And here's the big thing, and I mean the bottom line to the locust problem: insects are protein. Start using it as fucking food.
Well, guess what? They as far back as farther back, even before during
We should
the
be
times
eating
of
more.
Moses, and they were eating locusts with honey.
Yeah, we should
Right.
be
Like-
eating more insects in our diet. It's just because of the social,
Ugh.
yeah. But I mean, I've eaten
Insects,
them.
you
I know
know.
lots of people that have eaten
Well,
insects and stuff.
Well, there's cricket
Insects,
farms now.
not all insects should be eaten, but
No, some of them are just. But,
and it's like all these wet bars they have in Southeast Asia and China.
oh yeah,
Where they capture wild animals, and that's where they figured the virus comes from to begin with, is those wet bars where they
yeah. We heard about the same thing about AIDS. Somebody fucked a monkey somewhere. And then
no, they ate it. They ate the monkey, and it's common. It's common because they have no other food source, so they'll go hunt wild animals.
Yeah.
Bring them in, and those wild animals all have something. They all have and the monkeys that they were hunting all had acquired immune deficiencies in them, right? They all had HIV, and that's how it wasn't. It was just passed along that way because person A who first did it, who ate that animal, acquired it, and probably had relations with this person or multiple persons.
But anyway, locust is protein. Before he's on
good.
the monkey fucking
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it just some animals are meant to be eaten, and some animals
insects.
aren't. Some
Insects are meant to
insects
be
can be
eaten.
eaten.
There is a completely renewable resource of protein. I mean, it provides. They make flour out of crickets now. They make all kinds of stuff.
Cricket flour.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a high protein flour. It can be used to make bread, and literally you will taste no fucking difference.
Yeah.
None. And you read all the reviews of anything made out of insect stuff. Sometimes the people will talk about a nutty flavor, which is true if you're cooking it. Like I've had, butter sautéed crickets with onions and stuff, and they taste like little almonds almost. A little bit crunchier, but they're fine. Mealworms, I've had those. I've had like ant bars, chocolate covered bees. I've had all kinds of stuff like that.
Don't eat bees. We need them.
Yeah, I mean, this is back in the day. This is back when my dad used to work for the oil wells and going over to Saudi Arabia, so he'd come back with all this weird insect shit from the Middle East. Like they eat a lot of that stuff over there as delicacies. But I didn't notice anything. I mean, and I was like 15, 16 when I had like pan-fried mealworms and the crickets and stuff, and they were fine. I didn't actually.
Well,
I've eaten scorpions. Those are also really good. I was surprised. Tastes like a hot wing, like a salt and pepper wing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like so surprised. But I got pictures of me on Facebook.
When you were overseas.
Yeah, when I was in China.
That'd be cool.
A big, huge plate of I think they call them like a king scorpion thing or something. It's just this huge heap of fried scorpions.
Now, do you crack them?
No, they're on skewered.
Now, do you eat the
tail and everything? Yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
do they pull the poison out?
No, once they're fried, the poison's inert. I mean, the heat will a certain amount of heat will destroy that enzyme in them. And honestly, I think most scorpions are pretty mild poisons anyway. It's the tiny little white buggers that are roaming around Arizona and stuff. Those are the ones you gotta watch out for.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, they eat them as a staple diet. I mean, spiders too. I mean, in some countries, you just go tarantula on a stick, and they deep fry them all the time.
Yeah.
I would never eat them. They look terrible.
I want those little hairs, like.
Yeah, those are all gone. They roast those off really quick, or otherwise they would. Yeah, could you imagine? Big old.
Well, those hairs are actually meant like they'll actually bristle those hairs off, and it'll stick in a predator, and it's an irritation. It's an irritant.
Yeah.
But well, I remember.
Like Val.
Yeah.
But it's like I remember a video of these guys. This is when I was way younger. They were down in like South America, and they were having this tarantula cooking thing, and all they do is they go and find these wild tarantulas.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, now it's time to cook them. So they had a big fire right in the middle, and everyone got a stick.
Right.
They basically dump the tarantulas onto the fire. They all light up, and all those hairs are really flammable. So these things, they'll basically make their way out of the fire, and your job is with the stick, if it's still on fire by the time it gets out, you flip it back into the fire. And then when the thing's finally done, it'll usually have just enough energy to crawl its ass just out of the fire and just kind of curl up. And then, okay, it's not on fire anymore and it's curled up. It's dead, you can eat it.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of people sitting around with sticks just throwing these spiders back into the fire, and I'm like,
but I mean, there's a food source, right? And there's something that a spider lays hundreds, if not thousands of eggs. Like I used to raise tarantulas. I had about 14 tarantulas, 4 scorpions at one time. I've fallen asleep with my scorpions, woken up like 2 hours later, and they're like nestled into my armpit, just like curled up sleeping. Oh yeah, like just too sleepy playing with the scorpions or whatever, and then just falling asleep. It was like.
He sticks
Get a
it in
bit of
there. I love
Get a
you.
bit of an alarm call, alarm wake up. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move on you.
Yeah, thankfully they're like the emperor scorpions, so they're the big black ones. Not,
Yeah.
they're like super mild poison. Right?
Oh yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
super mild. Try it.
you ever get pinched by a scorpion? Oh, that hurts. That hurts probably more than the sting. But yeah, they're actually pretty cool. After knowing like getting to know the personalities of different tarantulas and stuff like that, they're like pets. They're like, it's amazing that they.
You'll
actually,
never convince her.
Yeah, it's amazing the personalities that something will have when you give it love and you try and nurture it like you would any other thing. Like when you just don't address it for the maybe frighteningly gross that you think it is. But you know, it's the same thing with like a dog or a gerbil or anything. You know, you treat it right, you treat it well, and you'll start to pick up on little personality traits. But anyway, insects, food.
Good.
Yeah.
Insects are good.
Insects are good.
You can eat them. Honest.
Certain ones.
But I'm gonna go test out some streaming tech right now.
Streaming tech?
Tech, yeah. So I'll probably get you to get me the keys since I'm trying to activate a new computer.
Do you
on
want the
Twitch.
keys to the gate?
The game.
Are you saying you want
Yes.
the keys to the kingdom?
Yes.
Then you shall
Don't you go
have
swimming?
them. Yeah, we're
What
supposed to. For 11:30.
I always picture you doing water polo whenever you see it going swimming, like you put cap on and shit.
No, I'm
Marco,
Hello?
polo.
I don't swim well, so I'm probably gonna have to do this level again, just because I'm not built for swimming. I don't breathe properly when I swim, and it hurts the way I swim.
You drown.
Really much.
So the idea is to learn not to drown.
Well,
That's
the
whole point
idea
to
is to
swimming.
learn how to breathe properly when you're doing breaststroke, like you're doing forward crawl. It's learning how to kick properly. I don't have the legs for kicking properly. I get tired really, like my legs get sore really fast.
Oh, I thought
Whereas
like you had
the
long
people-
dancer's legs, I suppose.
I do have dancer's legs,
There you go.
and runner's legs, and hockey player's legs, and
You'll work
soccer
it out.
legs, and
Work it out.
not swimming legs.
Practice, man. Practice.
That's all it is. It's just going to take time.
That's good though.
But-
At least you're getting in a pool, man. I really I'm not happy with the lack of swimming in my life for the last year and a half.
Yeah, I like
Thailand.
swimming.
Not a water person.
Yeah, Thailand was the last time I went swimming. I was gonna get my scuba ticket down here, but holy sketchville, and we had those dive shops. Nope, everyone I went to was like, nope, I'm putting your parts in my mouth at all.
Yeah, no, you gotta disinfect them,
It's like, wait for it, wait for it.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, so you're not, you mini picnic today?
Maybe later. We'll see. I'll probably paint some minis.
What are you guys got on the go today?
Well, after this, we're gonna go home, and then we're gonna head over to Solid Case and hang out for a bit.
Cool. Tell them I say, hey-o.
We'll
Hey-ho! I don't know. But yeah, I might go to swimming lessons. We'll see. I got 40 minutes to decide.
I have no time to decide. I have the Jeep. And girlfriend's going to work.
What time?
Not too long.
Very good.
But so she takes an hour and a half to get ready.
Well, yeah. Like,
It's like a fucking Avengers assemble.
it's the way it is, right? It's like the way it is. Like, don't even go there.
Oh, I woke up at 8 o'clock and was very excited to come here.
Right?
We both woke up at 8 o'clock and we're ready to...
5 o'clock, and then like girlfriend's like, we should get to Walmart. I'm like, I know.
Oh.
I was surprised at how empty it was, and within 15 minutes of us being in Walmart, it was a shit
Full.
show.
Did you get all the toilet paper?
Here's the thing. You know how, well, I mean, you know how miracles happen. Anyway, so everybody's raving about toilet paper. The shelves are empty. There's no toilet paper. We don't care. We literally bulk up a month in advance on toilet paper. We're good for toilet paper. You know, if we start conserving, we're probably good for 3 months on the supply we have. But there's no toilet paper anywhere. and then we turn and walk down the freezer aisle, and there's literally a package of rolls of toilet paper, 24 pack, sitting right in the middle of the aisle. No one around, no one anywhere. People walking by
Like
that
it's
way.
bait for a trap.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, everything in D&D.
Somebody's got a camera on us.
Yeah. She's like, oh, and I'm like, I suppose we should take it, but everything in D&D tells me this is a trap.
It's a mimic.
Yeah.
It's a mimic.
Yeah.
Big pseudopod.
Oh, there's a picture you should sketch. A cartoon picture of a toilet paper mimic.
Yes.
If you like, yeah.
Come and unroll me.
Yeah.
As you're sitting there,
The
you're sitting on the
pseudopods are
toilet.
tendrils of toilet paper that are whipping out of people.
Be awesome.
It's a roper. Toilet paper roper.
Funny, you just say Roper, and then I picture the creature from D&D, and then I picture Mr. Roper's face on it.
Ah,
It's kind of-
ah, Mr.
What the
Roper.
fuck was that guy's name? I just saw him.
Mr. Furley?
No, not Ralph
Oh.
Furley. That was Don Knotts. But
That was Don Knotts, yeah.
So,
Mr. Roper was the other
Oh,
actor.
right.
what's his name? Okay, Google. Who was the actor that played Mr. Roper on Three's Company?
Norman Fell.
Norman Fell.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. Norman Fell was an American actor of film and television.
Yeah, died in 1988. It's crazy.
Funny stuff. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
It's like
Three's Company. John Ritter. Too.
John Ritter, right? Who didn't love John Ritter?
Yeah.
Good. That guy. He. That show he was on, the 8 Rules for Dating My Daughter. That was literally,
Maybe I could.
from what I understand, the way he raised his kids. It was. It's how, and that whole cast. Just such a great guy. Would have liked to have met him.
Yeah.
He'd have been an interesting guy to meet.
Man, there's so many. Alan Rickman.
Yeah. And who just recently passed away last week? What's his name? He played Ming the Merciless in Flash Gordon.
Yeah, Von Sydow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
He also was in Strange Brew, Brewmaster Smith, or whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
He was.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the first
Now
thing
I
was
have
like,
to go back and look at that.
I was like, Brewmaster!
He's a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Max von Sydow.
He was also in Conan.
Yes. That's where I really kind of know Max.
That's where I started liking. Well, actually, that's not true. James Earl Jones for me was Flight of Dragons as the voice of the bad guy.
Who hasn't loved? I have loved James Earl Jones since the first time I met him as Darth Vader in 1977.
Oh, nice.
Right? There's a lot of great actors out there. The guy who played what's his name in Heat of the Night, the actor. He was the
Sidney
cop.
Poitier?
Sidney Poitier. Since I was a little boy, the first time I saw Sidney Poitier, I was like, wow, this man is a great man. Look at and you could just feel the way he portrayed characters.
Edward James Olmos. Right? I don't know if you ever watched that remake of Battlestar Galactica, that TV series.
I
That's
did
an
watch a
amazing
few
series.
episodes. I did watch a few episodes, and I love Olmos. He's a
I
great
didn't
actor.
watch that series because I was like, I was in a sci-fi mood for like the years
Yeah.
that it came out, and I didn't watch till later. But I tell you, if
But
you
I-
want to watch a really good fucking series, Battlestar
I was a
Galactica.
Galactica fan back when Galactica was really Galactica.
Right.
When Starbuck and Apollo were like two dicks swinging like hunks of yeah, like they were real men, right?
Manly men doing manly things.
Yes, and that's you wanted to
love
be
it.
like Starbuck and Apollo. You
Like,
wanted
wow,
to be
I-
like this superhero with a spaceship, and if you crash, you could take your gun out. They were like fighter pilots. They were like Tom Cruise and Top Gun. That's what they were like. They were
Well,
like,
that was the era of manly men doing manly things.
and that's awesome. And
Like,
it,
oh, may or may not contain toxic masculinity. Crazy.
awesome.
That's like-
That's what you want. It's a little
I mean-
bit of that, a little touch of that toxic masculinity.
Did you ever see
is a beautiful thing.
Amazon Women in the Moon?
No.
Amazon Women on the Moon.
Now you're gonna make.
You've
me
never
Google
seen that? Okay, that's a comedy show. Like Arsenio Hall is in it. It's just like little skits of shit, but it's just fucking retarded. Like the guy, they land on the moon. And it's got these excerpts of a movie all through it. This black and white movie called Amazon Women on the Moon, which is like this farcical movie. But like the guy gets out of the
You know
ship
what?
and he's like, what are you doing? And he takes off his helmet. He's like, I knew it. Good old H2O. It's like it's just like slapstick
Yeah,
fucking retarded.
MS250.
Well, MST3K isn't. It's not skits or anything.
Didn't they do it on Amazon?
I think
They
I've
might
seen
have.
something about it.
If
'Cause
you
I
haven't
like that.
seen that, you need to watch
I
it.
like watching old B-rate movies.
Yeah, watch Morons from Outer Space. Like,
Or-
I got a list of
There-
B-raters.
You know what other one I like is Earth Girls Are Easy,
Jeff Goldblum.
right? And what's her name?
There's
Um,
so many actors in that.
Not
movie.
Diaz, the other one. She played in Splash as well.
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. I'm a blonde, yeah, yeah, yeah. B-L-I-N-D.
Who else was one of the main aliens in Earth Girls Are Easy? Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey. That's actually where he got his start too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, and that's how he met the Wayans brothers, and that's how he ended up on In Living Color.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man! Now that you say the Wayans brothers, this is opening a flood.
The Wayans brothers. I know they were funny guys.
Did you watch In Living Color when it was
Yeah,
out?
some of them. I watched
Like
a little
even
bit.
J-Lo, she started out as one of the Fly Girls.
Was she?
Well, but I mean,
The
I'm
blonde
gonna
was
get
always
you,
that.
sucker. And then you start getting into some of the mockumentary blaxploitation, whatever humor
man,
stuff.
some
Oh
is so
wow!
fucking funny. Fire Marshal Bill. There's like, yeah, I mean that show was like on edge all the time, but no worse than Blazing Saddles. And
Blazing Saddles was
like,
so good.
It's one of the most legendary comedy movies ever. You ever watch the interview with Mel Brooks and the other guy from I can't remember his name, the guy who played the sheriff.
Black Sheriff.
Yeah. Like the sheriff. Like, what's that? It's like that's the frontier gibberish. But I gotta run.
We gotta say goodbye to everybody. Hey, folks. I'm
Goodbye.
J-Man Weird.
Anybody that wasn't a bot?
That's
At Kelly Arrows.
this is TVDM.
Lynette?
And Lynette. Hey, guys. We'll see you next week right here on Take 20 Plays. Come back and join us for some chat.